So, Dr. Tasha, what's surrogate faith, right? And so, surrogate faith is, y'all, I am beat down, tired, depressed. I'm coming up against walls. Things are just not panning out the way that I think they should be. I've been praying. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm filled with anger and angst. Resentment is starting to set in. Hello, somebody, if you ever been there. But you got a good girlfriend and you get her on the phone. She begins to talk to you. She begins to talk to your spirit. She begins to carry that faith that you did not have. And all of a sudden, your outlook is changing. All of a sudden, you feel your help. You feel the load getting a little lighter. That's because that we can lean and depend on people, but that's only when the truest, most vulnerable parts of us show up. In a world where we are told that we have to be this litany full of things, but in these solid and sacred relationships, we can just be. So it is definitely my prayer that you can find a space and a place to just be. Because when you are able to do that, you can cultivate relationships that matter. I don't need 25 different women calling my name. I need whoever God has assigned to me in this season to be with me, to be down for me, and I can be able to reciprocate and be down for them. Because remember, healthy relationships are reciprocal. I can call them, but they also know that they can call me. And we can just be with one another. I hope this is making sense, y'all. So let's talk about ways to be intentional with building, right? If you don't have healthy relationships, if you have to cut off some of the ones that just did not work, we're going to do another episode on the gift of goodbye. We'll really begin to talk about the gift of goodbye. But today, we're going to talk about saying hello and starting new ones. So, step number 1, we must be intentional about reaching out. We must be. So, being in our homes, on our phones, and watching TV or being like a recluse, that's not going to build a community. Being afraid to say hello, being afraid to start a conversation, it's not. So let's be intentional about reaching out. Online has some really great communities. Online has given us the opportunity and the technology. I live in Connecticut that I can have a good girlfriend in California, right? And we can FaceTime and we can still build a connection. So whether it's online or in person, I believe that everyone should have a mixture of both because we should be outside. We should not just be inside, but be intentional about reaching out. And you can start with women that's already in your orbit. So is it work? Is it church? Is it a community event that you're at? Is it you just want to make sure that you're connecting with like-minded women, wherever it is. Be okay and be intentional about reaching out. Join communities that align with your values. Rachel Rodgers, in her book, We Should All Be Millionaires, says, be the joiner. She said, be the one that joins things, right? And so stepping out, for those of you that may be stepping out of your comfort zone, be a joiner. Join a book club, join a fitness class, join volunteer groups, right? Join communities of things that you like to do. Join, right? Just be with like-minded women that share your passion. Show up. So now we have to show up, right? So now we done made the connection. And so when people invite, we show up. When that it's not always one-sided, right? That we are showing up and consistency matters. So whatever that show up looks like, if it's a coffee date, go get you some coffee. If it's a FaceTime date, do that. If it's monthly dinners, do that. If it's weekly phone calls, however it is, show up and show up consistently. This one, y'all, you're probably gonna have a hard time with. We probably gotta talk through this. And I probably end up doing another episode on how to be vulnerable, but you gotta be vulnerable. Sisterhood deepens when we let our guard down. Yeah, pause, take that in, deep breath. I feel it. Let's release. When we let our guard down. I already said it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to have it all. It's okay not to be perfect. Let your guard down. Guess what? I'm also going to ask you to share your struggles because I can guarantee you're not the only one going through. Okay? Okay. Share your struggles, but also share your wins. Share your testimonies. Share your real self. Because what I know is authenticity and vulnerability breeds authenticity and vulnerability. I know this to be true. It doesn't matter if I'm in my office behind my desk, if I'm at the grocery store or the park. Somehow people find me as a safe space. But I also know that I am authentic, transparent, and vulnerable. There is such a difference. We should always be authentic. Authentic just means we should always be ourselves no matter where we are. But we are vulnerable with those that have been tried and true. And so when we find safe spaces that we can be vulnerable, then we should be vulnerable. We should not be holding it in. So we're always authentic no matter where we go. But vulnerability is when we are in spaces that we know won't harm us. Listen, if this has been good to you, I want you to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. We'll be back with our next episode. Thanks for tuning in to And Another Thing with Dr. Tasha.